If it wasn't for the Most High who was on my side, man, ain't no telling where I'd be.
Mr. Wilson would've known.
Can't nobody tell me nothing different. The Father's been good to me.
So good to me.
Yeah. Wave your hands if you feel me. I'm a witness. Yahweh's been good to me.
So good to me.
Every morning that I rise, I thank Yahweh that I'm living. Keep my enemies at bay and never leave without my fringes. 1611 with me cause I'm on a mission. Talking sheep, I pay the cost, me and my lines really live it. I don't need no glory, you don't have to know my story. Glad I made it out to this world, cause this world was never for me. I thought that I was. If it wasn't for the Most High who was on my side, man, ain't no telling where I'd be.
Mr. Wilson would've known.
Can't nobody tell me nothing different. The Father's been good to me.
So good to me.
Yeah. Wave your hands if you feel me. I'm a witness. Yahweh's been good to me.
So good to me.
Every morning that I rise, I thank Yahweh that I'm living. Keep my enemies at bay and never leave without my fringes. 1611 with me cause I'm on the
Maccabees chapter 14 verse 1. After 3 years was Judas informed that Demetrius, the son of Seleucus, having entered by the haven of Tropolis with a great power and navy, had taken the country and killed Antiochus and Lysias, his protector. Now one alchemist, who had been high priest and had defiled himself willfully in the times of their mingling with the Gentiles, seeing that by no means he could save himself, nor have any more access to the holy altar, came to King Demetrius in the 150th year, presenting unto him a crown of gold and a palm, and also of the bowls which were used solemnly in the temple. And so that day he held his peace. Howbeit, having gotten opportunity to further his foolish enterprise, and being called into council by Demetrius, and asked how the Jews stood affected, and what they intended, he answered thereunto. Those of the Jews that be called Assyrians, whose captain is Judas Maccabeus, nourish war, and are seditious, and will not let the realm be in peace.
Hold on. Been keeping up? A little bit? All right. Verse 6 says, those of the Jews that be called Assyrians, whose captain, because somebody might say Assyrians, what no Jews called Assyrians? Who? But then he says, whose captain is who? Judas. You familiar
Judas
with that name?
Maccabeus.
Judas Maccabeus. We're familiar with him, right? Yep. Oh. What did he say about them?
Nourish war.
What does it mean to nourish war? He said they nourish war. It is strong. When somebody says like, "Oh, he's nourishing hatred," that means what? He's feeding into it. He's what? Building up. Like, let's get a definition then. Let's get the definition of the word nourish. Because I believe, it ain't that I don't believe that y'all know what it's, what it's getting at, but
I want to make sure we fully understand that we all on the same page. The word nourish.
It's the definition of nourish.
Give it to me.
To promote the growth of, to furnish or sustain, nutriment, to feed, to maintain, to support, to advance.
One more time. Give me that one more time.
It says to promote the growth of.
These guys promote the growth of war. Go ahead. Keep. What else?
To promote the growth of.
Uh-huh.
To furnish or sustain with.
They furnish and sustain war. Read.
Feed.
They feed into and they feed the people war. Read.
Maintain, support.
They maintain a mindset of war. They do things, they have activities, and they make sure that they pull their resources to support that warlike mentality and mindset and practice. What else?
To advance.
Okay. They advance. They don't stay stagnant, and 5 years later, they still have the same concept. If something pops off, this is what we're going to do. No, they're getting better year by year at war. Judas Maccabeus, along with his people who were Israelites, were not playing games when it came to war. They had a warlike mindset. See, what happens is, one thing that we got to understand, right? Because there were other things that we read before that we kind of probably didn't really pay close attention to, because some of the first names that were given, it was Judas informed that Demetrius, the son of Seleucus, these are Edomites, by the way. Then it talked about Antiochus being killed. That was an Edomite. Lysias, that was another Idumean, which is an Edomite. What about Alchemist? Oh, that's an Israelite. Now, one alchemist who had been high priest and had defiled himself willfully in the times of their mingling with the Gentiles. Can we imagine what might he have done if he defiled himself? And not only did he defile himself, he defiled himself willingly. And he didn't defile himself amongst the children of Israel. He defiled himself with the other nations. What kind of man is this? But this is a priest. Are you guys familiar that there are laws that are more strenuous that are set up for the priest? So being that this man was at some point appointed and acting as a priest of Israel, then it should be understood how big of a deal that this is and what type of man this guy must be to willingly defile himself. Seeing that by no means he could save himself, nor have any more access to the holy altar. Why? Because there's a certain prestige and privilege that goes along with having access as a priest. Whatever it is that he did, he put himself in a position where he understood that his days of being a priest in the more traditional and lawful sense were no more. So then it says, came to Demetrius, King Demetrius. So what do we have going on here? Who's backdooring? An Israelite. And this is the information that he comes and gives to this Edomite king. Hey, I'm going to keep it real with you, man, because you already know I'm an Israelite, but you know me. You know how I get out. You know me. Yeah, I know you. Yeah. So, but I'm just saying, with them Israelites over there, they ain't like us. We a little bit different. They be extra'd out. It ain't that serious. They over there calling themselves the Assyrians, and they leader, you ever heard of him? Judas Maccabeus. Man, they over there, man, they nurturing war. Man, you talking about, man, you done heard about all of the stories way back to Egypt. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful. You done heard about the story of Gideon and all. Moses, Abraham, they always cause problems. You don't want these people to be a problem. So let's read on. Verse 6.
Verse 6. Those of the Jews that be called Assyrians, whose captain is Judas Maccabeus, nourish war and are seditious.
Seditious means what? Literally recorded, that was what got Christ sentenced. Mm-hmm. He was sentenced because he was accused of sedition. What is sedition? If he's calling them seditious, what is he saying? They nourish war, so they're a threat. And they're seditious on top of that. Let's get the word seditious, because y'all looking at me kind of like y'all don't know.
Seditious, disposed to arouse or take part in or guilty of sedition. Let me get sedition.
Inciting or causing people to rebel against the authority of a state or a monarch. They're against the establishment. And they'll go to war with you. And they might beat the brakes off of you. They're a problem. They're a threat. That's the thing. Like, it's crazy because even can I keep it real with y'all? Or y'all want me to powder it up a little bit? All right. So look. It wasn't too long ago. I know y'all say this. I want chill out. Banaya, Izar, get the choke chain. He tripping. He calling names. He done called out so and so again. Why he on him so tough? Because I read the scriptures. What happens is it's crazy because every now and then, and a lot of them, man, my elbow's ashy. Every now and then, watch this. Every now and then, now y'all gonna look at him. It's all good. I'm in it now. Shoot, this is prepare for war. You might not have no lotion in war. So look, every now and then, what you start realizing, you got some motion going and you got some things going, and somebody gonna have something to say. Man, over there at True Nation, they ain't nothing but some Christian Israelites, and they singing and having fun over there. Doggone, I can't. That ain't nothing but Christianity. You got them hitting you from that way, then they hitting you from all kind of other ways. They got an issue with everything. The thing that you got to understand and you can't get too relaxed with is this. There has always been wicked Israelites. It's never been a situation where we've had this long extended period of time and just every Israelite was righteous and every Israelite was for the same agenda. It's never been that. So you got this Israelite backdooring other Israelites that were fighting for the commonwealth of Israel, but he's fighting for what? He's trying to put himself back in an esteemed position. So he gets to saying, yeah, they nourish war and are seditious and what?
And will not let the realm be in peace.
And they ain't going to let the realm be in peace. You talking about peace amongst the Greeks? That's what we all want. We want peace amongst the Grecians. All hail the king. They ain't going to let that be. They going to be tripping. They going to be on the street corners They gonna be on the YouTube and all of that, talking that stuff, and all we want to do is get along. All we wants to do is get along. We want Sexy Red and Cardi B to be able to do their thing in peace. Go ahead and turn a blind eye to the Epstein files, and we just want, just let everybody have a good time. You want to break the Sabbath? That might not be your Sabbath as long as we keeping something. As long as we serve, he might not call him what you call him, but as long as he's serving a God. You're telling me he bad because he served Buddha, but he good because he give to the poor, he give Thanksgiving dinners, during Thanksgiving. Can we just be at, why they always got a problem. They always got to stir some stuff up. We don't need that. We don't need that, huh? Verse 7.
Therefore I, being deprived of my ancestors' honor, I mean the high priesthood, am now come hither.
Look at this nigga. I kept it down on that one. I know y'all. He said, therefore I, being deprived of mine ancestors' honor. Why are you being deprived of your ancestors' honor? Because you dishonored them. Right. It's not because somebody else did you wrong. I mean the high priesthood. That's what I'm talking about, because that's all you care about. And now come hither, read.
First, verily for the unfeigned care I have of the things pertaining to the king. And secondly, even for that I intend the good of mine own countrymen.
Listen to, like, the Bible has it still for you. While you sitting up here, I can't believe Trump said that. I just can't believe it. Some people, I hate Trump. Some people, but man, I ain't gonna lie, that's my nigga. At least he real about it. At least he real about it. But it ain't just Trump. I'm putting the blame just on Trump. How many of these alchemists do we got amongst us? First, verily for the unfeigned care I have of things pertaining to the king. That's my number one thing. I want to make sure you good. You sitting up here, you be envying these dudes. Man, he got this kind of car. He living this kind of lifestyle. But he doing one of these numbers. But I got to make sure Trump, you need me to perform? Y'all probably know somebody. We can call out names. Somebody, they was like, I never performed for Trump. F Donald Trump. Then they had him a couple of years later.
Yep.
Sitting up there performing for Donald Trump. Boy, niggas ain't nothing, is they? And secondly, even for that, I intend the good of mine own countrymen. You. Oh, my goodness, man. How much lower can you get than this type of person? But we done seen that amongst us, amongst the Israelite community. And we've been okay with letting that slide and allowing them to still be amongst us and still tuning in to they classes and they podcast. And don't be mad at me because I call them out. I'll still call some names right now. It's crazy how all of a sudden it's been crickets. I ain't heard. I know I'm not the social media type, but I know some of y'all be on social media a little bit more than I do. Have y'all heard anything? No. Why it's been so quiet? Deacon Kahan pointed out, he said, man, ain't hardly been no music coming out. It's been quiet. Not too long ago, Dr. Iowa, don't do it. Don't you do no diss tracks. You really think this is about a diss track? You really think this is about viewership? We trying to say the things we trying to say for views? No, this is because this is how you put demons in their place. You got to expose demons. Demons like to be in the shadows to be able to operate and get the job done, accomplish their mission. Even for that I intend the good of mine own countrymen. No, you don't. For all of our nation is in no small misery through the what?
Through the unadvised dealing of them aforesaid.
They the problem. And the cold thing is, it's nothing for one of them to say, man, the Israelites, you ain't got to worry about the greater Israelite community. Everybody doing their own thing. It's just these few Israelites. Get them over there. Yep, they right over there on so-and-so and so-and-so. Get them over there. You got to worry about them, the ones that wear the red and the yellow and the gold. Them is the ones you got to worry about. Everybody else, we cool. We get along. We be having barbecues on the Sabbath and everything. We ain't tripping. Everybody got their own Sabbath, so you ain't got to worry about that. Ain't nobody trying to boycott nothing. Talk about can't nobody be spending no money on no Sabbath. Can't nobody go to work. We tell them niggas go to work on the Sabbath too. So you ain't got to worry about that because I was looking out for you, King. Thought I'd make it easier for you. I know y'all looking at me like, man, is this dude for real? You don't think there'd be agendas behind a lot of these doctrines that you to sit up here and say, you know what, they got a point. I can see where that could be true. Yep. Are you serious? I don't know why y'all believe that this type of Israelite don't exist when he all throughout the scriptures. Why y'all believe that this ain't the type of backdoor stuff that's happening? I don't know why. I don't know what it is in you that, oh no, man, every Israelite, man, they deserve a chance. They just trying to do the right thing. And we just trying to be brothers. And can't we all just get along? Read.
Verse 9. Wherefore, O king, seeing thou knowest all these things, be careful for the country and our nation, which is pressed on every side, according to the clemency that thou readily show us unto all.
Then he gonna try to use reverse psychology with the devil. He gonna use reverse psychology. Read.
For as long as Judas liveth,
I'm just saying, because as long as you allow Judas to keep living, read.
it is not possible that the state should be quiet.
You're going to have problems, man. I'm telling you. You can't underestimate that dude. I'm telling you. Boy, they can make you into a monster. That's one thing. If I ain't learned too many things, I learned that. I learned that in my lifetime. In my short little lifetime, I've learned that. They can turn you into a monster. Mm-hmm. I never did that. Okay. Boy, that information hit the ground running. You be talking about, no. How many people say you did it? You did it. And it's easier to sell them the lie and the deception than it is to convince them that they've been lied to. Read.
Verse 11. This was no sooner spoken of him, but others of the king's friends, being maliciously set against Judas, did more incense Demetrius.
Then it was more people that came behind. It was like, man, what he's saying is true. Judas a problem, King Demetrius. If I was you, I'd go ahead and take care of that. Read. What was that on Belly? What did he say? On Belly. Got to drop a dime on him. Read.
And forthwith, calling Nicanor, who had been master of the elephants, and making him governor over Judea, he sent him forth, commanding him to slay Judas, and to scatter them that were with him, and to make Alchemist high priest of the great temple. Then the heathen that hath fled out of Judea from Judas came to Nicanor by flocks, thinking the harm and calamity of the Jews to be their welfare.
Pay attention to what's being said. Then the heathen that had fled out of Judea from Judas came to Nicanor by flocks, thinking the harm and calamities of the Jews to be their welfare. People know if we can get rid of it, like, we come up. Verse 15.
Now, when the Jews heard of Nicanor's coming, and that the heathen were up against them, they cast earth upon their heads, and made supplication to him that had established his people forever, and who always helpeth his portion with manifestation of his presence. So at the commandment of the captain, they removed straightways from thence, and came near unto them at the town of Desau. Now Simon, Judas's brother, had joined battle with Nicanor, but was somewhat discomfited through the sudden silence of his enemies. Nevertheless, Nicanor, hearing of the manliness of them that were with Judas, and the courageousness that they had to fight for their country, durst not try the matter by the sword.
So what's happening here? What's happening here? Nicanor is this big bad Edomite. They said, call in Nicanor. Nicanor, get it done. Call in Nicanor. Nicanor came. He got down with Judas's brother, Simon. They put up a good squabble. So what happened? Read.
Nevertheless,
Verse 18 one more time. Yep.
Nevertheless, Nicanor, hearing of the manliness of them that were with Judas, and the courageousness that they had to fight for their country, durst not try the matter by the sword.
Meaning what? Huh? It wasn't that he was scared. He said, okay, he got heart. He got heart. Read.
Wherefore he sent Posidonius and Theodotus and Mattathias to make peace. So when they had
so that's the thing. Sometimes like it don't happen the way you think it's gonna happen. This is how it happens sometimes. So they was like, look, man, let's make peace with these dudes, man. These dudes is really about what they say they're about. And I can respect that. And to be honest, man, this don't look like it's really worth it, man. Let's see if we can make peace with these dudes. Seem like a pretty cool cat, man. I ain't gonna even lie. Yeah, I know he from the other side. I'm from this side. But, you know what I'm saying? I can respect that. Read.
So when they had taken long advisement thereupon, and the captain had made the multitude acquainted therewith, and it appeared that they were all of one mind, they consented to the covenants, and appointed a day to meet in together by themselves. And when the day came, and stews were set for either of them, Judas placed armed men ready in convenient places, lest some treachery should be suddenly practiced by the enemies. So they made a peaceable conference. Now Nicanor abode in Jerusalem, and did no hurt, but sent away the people that came flocking unto him. And he would not willingly have Judas out of his sight, for he loved the man from his heart.
What? What? Did we read that right? Y'all saying y'all quiet. Did we read that right? Read that one more time. I don't think they heard you.
Now Nicanor abode in Jerusalem and did no hurt, but sent away the people that came flocking unto him.
I need 24.
And he would not willingly have Judas out of his sight, for he loved the man from his heart.
He loved Judas from his heart. What we talking about here? What's going on? This Edomite love this Israelite? What? How many of y'all, you trying to compute it? You trying to figure it out? Keep it real. Let me see how many of y'all bold enough to keep it 100. Raise your hand if you trying to see where this is going. Raise your hand if you know where it's going. I might call on you. Go ahead, let's read.
25. He prayed him also to take a wife and to beget children. So he married, was quiet, and took part of this life. But Alchemists, perceiving the love that was betwixt them, and considering the covenants that were made, came to Demetrius and told him that Nicanor was not well affected toward the state, for that he ordained Judas, a traitor to his realm, to be the king's successor.
Is it becoming more clear what's happening? Yep. So Nicanor was like, Judas, that's my guy. He one of us. I'm one of them. And Alchemist was like, nah, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. This is not what I expected. We didn't set you up to do this. We set you up to put the smack down. He had to go back to tell Demetrius, like, this ain't gonna work right here. He talking about this is boy and all of that. He is not well affected toward the state. Judas is a traitor. He's sitting up here, he got this traitor amongst us. Read.
Then the king, being in a rage and provoked with the accusations of the most wicked man, wrote to Nicanor, signifying that he was much displeased with the covenants, and commanding him that he should send Maccabeus, prisoner in all haste, unto Antioch. When this came to Nicanor's hearing, he was much confounded in himself, and took it grievously that he should make void the articles which were agreed upon, the man being in no fault. But because there was no dealing against the king, he watched his time to accomplish this thing by policy.
Go ahead.
Notwithstanding, when Maccabeus saw that Nicanor began to churlish unto him, and that he entreated him more roughly than he was wont, perceiving that such sour behavior came not of good, he gathered together not a few of his men and withdrew himself from Nicanor.
So what happened? They got at Nicanor, gave him some punishment, kind of a slap on the wrist. But they was like, bro, you didn't do what you were supposed to do. Now, we ain't going to execute you or nothing because you didn't per se go against the king, but it was unacceptable what you did. Some things got to change. So then Nicanor snapped out of whatever it is that he was feeling. Oh, this my boy. And it wasn't like the movies, because in the movies he'd be like, no matter what, I'll die for you. And he's like, nah, I ain't going to die for you, none of that. I got to switch this up. Now, all of a sudden, Nicanor began to act differently towards Judas. Judas ain't no fool. Judas started realizing something has changed. Let me get my men and let me get ready just in case some foolishness proceeds. Read.
But the other, knowing that he was notably prevented by Judas's policy, came into the great and holy temple and commanded the priests that were offering their usual sacrifices to deliver him the man. And when they swore that they could not tell where the man was whom he sought, he stretched out his right hand toward the temple and made an oath in this manner: if ye will not deliver me Judas as a prisoner, I will lay this temple of God even with the ground, and I will break down the altar and erect a notable temple unto Bacchus.
Now Nicanor, he done changed things up, huh? Now this is the story of Nicanor. Cause see, a lot of times when we do the story of Nicanor, we skip all of the backstory, and we just get to the point where Nicanor was being disrespectful. Now you know, like, oh, this is how it went down. This is how we got to that point. That's the thing that y'all have to understand, man. Like, some of these Edomites, even though they're wired in their spirit to hate Jacob, and but some of them, they just need a battery in their back. But make no mistake, when it's all said and done, when they're given the instruction and it's like, this is what it must be, guess what? That's what it will be. Let's go.
After these words, he departed. Then the priests lifted up their hands toward heaven and besought him that was ever a defender of their nation, saying in this manner, Thou, O Lord of all things, who hast need of nothing, was pleased that the temple of thine habitation should be among us. Therefore now, O holy Lord of all holiness, keep this house ever undefiled, which lately was cleansed, and stop every unrighteous mouth. Now is there accused unto Nicanor one Razis, one of the elders of Jerusalem, a lover of his countrymen, and a man of very good report, who for his kindness was called a father of the Jews.
Father of the Jews. This was a good dude. Razis. He was one of the elders of Jerusalem. Let's see what happened.
For in the former times, when they mingled not themselves with the Gentiles, he had been accused of Judaism, and did boldly jeopard his body, and did boldly jeopard his body and life with all vehemency for the religion of the Jews. So Nicanor, willing to declare the hate that he bare unto the Jews, sent above 500 men of war to take him.
That's the crazy thing, because a lot of y'all like, okay, that was a story from a long time ago. Nicanor already bare hatred for the Jews. But then he ended up finding a Jew that he was like, man, he cool. He got heart. I like this dude. Man, we be having a time of our lives when we together. Yes, Edomites out there, if they get an opportunity to know you, they be like, man, you like my brother. You like my sister. and just like it said, I forgot where that was, where it says he prayed him also to take a wife and to beget children. So he married, was quiet, and took part. Like these Edomites don't, they love some of that over there. They love that. They're wherever Israel is in the diaspora, they hit some of the islands. Yep. They hit the Philippines. They'll hit Central and South America. They'll hit West Africa. Some of them like a little lip. They'll even come to the United States of America.
He said a little lip.
They'll come and be happy with you and are able to offer you some of the things that it may seem like it's difficult for your own to offer you. And how could all Edomites be bad? He loves me. We have kids together. Make no mistake, it's all here in Scripture for you. But at the end of the day, understand this. When it's all said and done, he gonna remember, yeah, I do hate the Jews, huh? No. You said, Nike. Oh, I did say that, huh? Man, we thought you was up here, Nicanor. You showing your, because he's a man. He still got ego. That was a part of his makeup. How else do you think he became such a great warrior amongst the Edomites, amongst the Idumeans? So they played on that. He was like, oh, yeah, I do hate the Jews, huh? Read.
For he thought by taking him to the Jews much hurt. Mm-hmm. Now when the multitude would have taken the tower and violently broken into the outer door and bade that the fire should be brought to burn it. He, being ready to be taken on every side, fell upon his sword, choosing rather to die manfully than to come into the hands of the wicked, to be abused otherwise than beseemed his noble birth. But missing his stroke through haste.
Mind you, y'all done heard this story before, but you didn't even know that this story was a part of this story. This is a flashback. But it said earlier on, it says, during that time, verse 38, for in the former times when they mingled not themselves with the Gentiles. Mm-hmm. See, like in this time, because they're doing the flashback, in this time where they were amongst the Edomites, you're amongst the Edomites right now. There used to be a time where we weren't amongst the Edomites. It was easier for us to have a certain mentality. You done got amongst these Edomites and you a little different. I was showing the kids today. I had to show them some stuff. I'm like, man, believe it or not, how you think you can credit a lot of that to the programming that happened during your childhood, all of the cartoons you watched. And this is not just the children, this is adults. A lot of y'all have an affinity not only for Edomites, but also have a certain resolve regarding their logic and the way they go about doing things and what they think is okay and is not okay, what they think is honorable and what's not honorable. That's still in you. You fight with that. That's unconscious bias that's still rooted in you. That creates cognitive dissonance that you still suffer from because you still cringe at certain things. You're like, ooh, we ain't got to do them that bad. That's enough. Ooh. Read.
43, but missing his stroke through haste. The multitude also rushing within the doors, he ran boldly up to the wall and cast himself down manfully among the thickets of them. But they quickly giving back, and a space being made, he fell down into the midst of the void place. Nevertheless, while there was yet breath within him, being inflamed with anger, he rose up, and though his blood gushed out like sprouts of water, and his wounds were grievous, yet he ran through the midst of the throng, and standing upon a steep rock. When as his blood was now quite gone, he plucked out his bowels, and taking them in both his hands, he cast them upon the throne, and calling upon the Lord of life and spirit to restore him those again, he thus died.
We got enemies within and without. Don't be so hyper-focused on the enemies without that you forget about the enemies within. And one of the biggest enemies that you might have within is within your own skin, your own mind. This is the mind you need to find your way towards having, not the alchemist state of mind, where you're self-serving and you're about self-preservation. He understood. He said, as he did you hear how graphic that scene was and what he did? He was already committed. Mm-hmm. He said, y'all not taking me and disgracing me and causing fear upon my people. I'm gonna choose the way I go out, and I'm gonna go out by trying to take some of y'all out. And even when he failed, he said, I'm going to do something dramatic to let you know. And then at the end of it all, I'm going to let it be known what things should be, calling upon the Lord of life and spirit to restore him those again. He thus died because he knew the Most High regenerates. The Most High gives us life again. As we are nearing the end and wars popping off and we're fearful, you have to understand how important it is for you to begin to establish this state of mind. You want to know every detail. Well, I want to know, Bishop, tell us exactly what day they going to drop the bombs. And I want to know at what hour is Yahweh Shai going to crack the sky. And I need to know. Should I move to the left? Should I move to the right? Should I do the hokey pokey and turn myself around? What you need to focus on is, let me find this mindset. This is the mindset that I need to be in, and I need to be around people that think like this. Go to Revelation chapter 12. 12 and 17.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 12, and verse 17.
Yep.
And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her
We
seed.
can't forget about that. We so focused, and we'll be like, man, they're going to drop bombs on all of us. Then when is everything else going to happen? When Ezekiel 37 going to be completed? How is all of these, when are we going to be turned into the battle axe? When is all of that going to happen? If everybody just going to get bombed, then it's going to be over. It's not how it's going to happen. It's too easy. Go ahead.
It says, and the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God, and have the testimony of Jesus Christ.
Make no mistake. Make no, I don't want to say the other part that he used to say. Make no mistake. The war that you really waiting on is this war right here. I did tell you, I think either last week or the week before that, you can't possibly think that they just got those nukes just for the countries. They plan on waging nuclear warfare against Christ, against the angels, against us. You know, because how many of y'all like going to see the DC and the Marvel comic movies? And they all, for the Marvel, it's some Avenger movies coming up, huh? And mind you, they call, what do they call that? Predictive programming. Yeah. You got Doomsday coming up, and then you got the end game. We talking about the Doomsday and end game in scriptures right now. Don't think that's just coincidental. They always want to try to say, we gave you the heads up first. No, you didn't. You just read the scriptures.
You remember your favorite president, he enacted the Space Force.
Yeah. and a lot of people don't know about that because guess what? Yeah.
Let me read this for y'all real quick.
Go ahead.
Established by President Trump on December 20th, 2019, the United States Space Force is the sixth branch of the U.S. Armed Forces. Focused on organizing, training, and equipping forces for space operations. It serves to protect U.S. interests in space, ensuring or maintaining military dominance.
That's why everything getting through the Iron Dome, because they ain't focused on the Iron Dome right now. They focus on the Earth's dome. They trying to figure out how they can get out there and try to catch Yahweh Shai and them before they break through the atmosphere. Ain't no intercepting that one, homie. The king coming back. For all these fools that was, man, all that foolish talk. Oh, JC this, JC that, ain't know this, ain't know that. Okay, we'll see soon. Esau understanding them dark sayings, they got enough sense to understand Yahweh Shai is coming back. Get ready. They know, even when you don't believe it, because you sitting up there trying to figure out how you going to pay your rent, they believe. Watch this. I'm going to throw a little slug at us. We be having a hard time having faith to do some of the small things that we need to do, paying alms and stuff. We be like holding on to that dollar. But these Edomites are spending trillions of dollars to try to get ready for Christ. Man, you can't write a better story than this. You can't write a better story than this. They spending trillions upon the U.S. is spending. They said the U.S. is spending more money militarily than everybody else combined. Yeah, give me the numbers, please.
So this is as of 2021.
2021.
The top three is U.S., China, and India. The U.S. spent $800 billion on military expenses. China did 293.
In what?
The same.
I'm saying that in what span?
I think that was just for that year.
Wow.
So the second person is still 600 or 500.
So they just 200 billion away from being a trillion just for the year. How much? I wish I had that stat. They gave a stat of how much money is being spent daily just fighting the war in Iran. I'm telling you, they've been since way back then. They like, oh, don't nobody war like the children of Israel, and even more importantly, don't nobody war like the Most High. And the King is coming back. Don't nobody war like them. Our story, hey, to this day, our stories are still legendary. When you can't get your faith together, these Edomites know what time it is. All praises. We don't need the number. It's cool. Go to let's get Joel chapter 3. Joel chapter 3. Boy. What a time to live. Boy, y'all we witnessing some stuff. I need Joel chapter 3. Let's get verse 9 through 14.
The book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 9.
Yep.
Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men.
He said proclaim it amongst the who? Amongst the Israelites?
The Gentiles.
See, it's crazy. He said, I need you to proclaim that amongst the Gentiles, not amongst the children of Israel. He said, I'm gonna do my part in making sure they get right and get ready. Yeah, we hit the street corners and we cry loud. We do that. But he said, I need you to proclaim this to the Gentiles. Prepare war. Read.
Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up, swords.
Hold on.
Excuse me.
He didn't, because the Most High could have been like, look, Yahweh Shai, snipe them. Hit them from the depths of the universe. That ain't how he wanted. He said the closest thing that you can get to a fair one, I need that. We gonna fade. He said, I'm gonna walk up to your ozone layer, crack the sky, and we gonna get it cracking. He said, get all your mighty men, all of the men of war, all of your best ones, your best snipers, your best bombs. Let them come up. What's that old song? If you come up, get done up inside. Verse 10.
It says, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
Go ahead.
Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be weakened and come up to the valley.
He said, let the heathen be wakened.
Excuse me, be wakened.
Wake them up. Get your best. Read.
Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Come to the valley of decisions.
For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
Now,
Put ye-
now, hold on. Let's understand what he mean, because y'all thinking about the gates of heaven, like he gonna be sitting up there. Okay, it's your turn. Let's talk. Nah. He said, I'm gonna be whooping tail. He step up, one hitter quitter. Him, I want to combo him. Y'all watch anime? Give me some anime moves. Give me some finishing moves. Y'all do Mortal Kombat? Whatever you can think is your best move of all time. He said he gonna be doing the moves. He gonna nation by nation send your best up. Why would he do that? The Most High got a sense of humor. Y'all forgot about Goliath, huh? He said, send your best. Y'all forgot about Egypt. They called on all of them guys. He said, I got a plague for each one of your guys. Let them run up. He said, I'm taking all phase. I want them all. I ain't turning down none. Read.
Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great.
Go ahead.
Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision.
Multitudes, multitudes. He said, see, that's the thing that you got to understand, man. A lot of y'all be thinking that the world war is going to happen in a way where it's just going to be some bombs dropped all over the place and that. Nah, it ain't going to be that easy. They want you to believe just everybody going to get blown. No, it's not. He said, I need everybody to line it up. I need read that one more time, verse 14.
Multitudes, multitudes.
Why you got to say multitudes twice? Wasn't the multitude said one time with the S on it good enough?
You know, it means something different when you say the same word twice.
A gang of people. I mean, a gang of people.
It was a lot.
He was black. Ugly. Fat. Go ahead.
It says multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision.
The day of the Lord is near in the valley of decisions. It's going to be war, man. It's going to be war. It's coming. Get Judges. Let's go get some history. Judges chapter 7. Judges chapter 7. Let's read from verse 1.
Judges 7:1. Then Jerubbaal, who is Gideon, and all the people that were with him rose up early and pitched beside the well of Harod, so that the host of the Midianites were on the north side of them by the hill of Moreh.
Hey, I can't let that pass. I got to say something about it. Then who? From the top. Then who?
Then Jerubbaal, who is Gideon.
Who is that?
Gideon.
All we heard is Gideon. How many of y'all know about the name Jerubbaal? What that mean? He got ball in his name? What that mean? What that mean? Huh? That's what his name meant. Let Baal contend. Let the devil contend. Let him fight. That's a bold name. Let the devil, I want the devil to step up. Let the devil stand up. Let him. I want him to stand up. Let him contend. Let him fight. That was his name. Read.
It says, then Jerubbaal, who is Gideon, and all the people that were with him rose up early and pitched beside the well of Harod, so that the host of the Midianites were on the north side of them by the hill of Moreh in the valley. And the Lord said unto Gideon, the people that are with thee are too many for me to give the Midianites into their hands, lest Israel vaunt themselves against me, saying, mine own hand hath saved me.
What he talking about?
He said, I need less.
He said, man, it's too many Israelites to do this. Too many? We feel safer when it's numbers. He said it's too many Israel, and he gave the reason why. He said, else what?
It says, lest Israel vaunt themselves against me, saying, mine own hand have saved me.
Israel be quick to talk about what we did. Man, I knocked him out. I put them hands on him. You know I got hands. You know I got knock him outs. I got squabbles. I hit him. Did you see how I hit him? I two-pieced him. I knocked 3 of them out with 1 punch. He said, I want to make sure that Israel, because I know how Israelites are. He said, y'all will be sitting up there talking about what you did. And I can't have that be so. So this is what I'm going to do, read.
Verse 3, now therefore, go to, proclaim in the ears of the people, saying, whosoever is fearful and afraid, let him return and depart early from Mount Gilead. And there returned of the people 20 and 2,000, and there remained 10,000.
A whole lot of people that were scared. 12,000 people that said, all right, cool. I'm going to go. Yeah, on Friday. Read.
It says, and the Lord said unto Gideon, the people are yet too
He
many.
said, still too many, man. 10,000? That's a gang of Israelites, man. 10,000 a gang is. You ever seen the videos and you see one Israelite and a bunch of Edomites and he just on a video game knocking them out. Boop, 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 boop. He said 10,000 Israelites, that's too many. Read.
And the Lord said unto Gideon, I read that already. And the Lord said unto Gideon, the people are yet too many. Bring them down unto the water, and I will try them for thee there. And it shall be, that of whom I say unto thee, this shall go with thee, the same shall go with thee. And of whomsoever I say unto thee, this shall not go with thee, the same shall not go. So he brought down the people unto the water, and the Lord said unto Gideon, every one that lappeth of the water with his tongue, as a dog lappeth, him shalt thou set by himself. Likewise, every one that boweth down upon his knees to drink. And the number of them that lapped, putting their hand to their mouth, were 300 men. But all the rest of the people bowed down upon their knees to drink water. And the Lord said unto Gideon, by the 300 men that lapped will I save you, and deliver the Midianites into thine hand. And let all the other people go, every man into his place. So the people took victuals in their hand, and their trumpets, and he sent all the rest of Israel, every man.
So from 22,000 to 300. That's where they get the movie 300 from, exactly. No. I thought it was 22.
22,000 left and 10,000 remained.
And there returned of the people 20 and 2,000, and there remained 10,000. Oh, wow, okay. Only 300 left. 300. Read.
Verse 8. So the people took victuals in their hand and their trumpets, and he sent all the rest of Israel, every man into his tent, and retained those 300 men, and the host of Midian was beneath him in the valley. And it came to pass the same night that the Lord said unto him, arise, get thee down unto the host, for I have delivered it into thine hand. But
hold on. How many of y'all would have wanted to be in that 300? How many of y'all would have gladly been a part of the rest of the Israelites that went back to their tent? We so close to war, y'all don't even want to put your hand up like, this might be a test, Lord. To Zion, don't ask me that. But this is the thing that you got to understand, man. You got to remember who you serve. That's the thing in your everyday and all of the stuff that you get caught up in and you so emotionally drained, you forget who you serve. You got this going on. You got these problems. You got these money problems and these relationship problems. And you got these people that don't like you and these people that's looking at you like this. And for all of that, you forget who you serve. You keep forgetting who you serve. That's the time we in. You better start remembering the God that you serve and be ready for whatever's coming. Read.
Verse 10. But if thou fear to go down, go thou with Phurah, thy servant, down to the host, and thou shalt hear what they say. And afterward shall thine hands be strengthened to go down unto the host. Then went he down with Phurah his servant unto the outside of the armed men that were in the host, and the Midianites and the Amalekites, and all the children of the east lay along in the valley like grasshoppers for multitude, and their camels were without number, and as the sand by the seaside for multitude. And when Gideon was come, behold, there was a man that told a dream unto his fellow, and said, Behold, I dreamed a dream, and lo, a cake of barley bread tumbled into the host of Midian, and came unto a tent, and smote it that it fell, and overturned it, that the tent lay along. And his fellow answered and said, This is nothing else save the sword of Gideon, the son of Joash, a man of Israel. For into his hand hath God delivered Midian and all the hosts. And it was so, when Gideon heard the telling of the dream and the interpretation thereof, that he worshipped and returned into the host of Israel, and said, Arise, for the Lord hath delivered into your hand the host of Midian. And he divided the 300 men into 3 companies, and he put a trumpet in every man's hand with empty pitchers and lamps within the pitchers.
100 men per camp, per group, per company. 100, 300 total. And said, okay, they were sitting up there waiting for the swords. He said, okay, you get a shofar. You get a shofar. You get a shofar. Read.
And he said unto them, Look on me, and do likewise. And behold, when I come to the outside of the camp, it shall be that as I do, so shall ye do. When I blow with the trumpet, I and all that are with me, then blow ye the trumpets also on every side of all the camp, and say, The sword of the Lord and of Gideon. So Gideon and the 100 men that were with him came unto the outside of the camp in the beginning of the middle watch, and they had but newly set the watch. And they blew the trumpets and brake the pitchers that were in their hands. And the 3 companies blew the trumpets and brake the pitchers, and held the lamps in their left hands and the trumpets in their right hands to blow withal. And they cried, The sword of the Lord and of Gideon.
Why would they say the sword of the Lord and Gideon? Why couldn't they just say the sword of the Lord? Why? Because that's how the Most High operate. He said, look, I'm going to make sure you get your credit. Gideon probably was like, I don't even need the credit, Most High. He said, no. I'm giving you your credit. You doing this for me. Make sure y'all mention Gideon's name. Make sure the men understand how important it is to remember who it is of great faith that led you. Because Israel, we'll forget quick. How did they start acting with Moses? So he said, the Lord and of Gideon. Read.
And they stood every man in his place round about the camp, and all the host ran and cried and fled. And the 300 blew the trumpets, and the Lord set every man's sword against his fellow, even throughout all the host. And the host fled to Beth Shittah and Zerath, and to the border of Abel-Menhalo. Excuse me, my goodness. Unto Tabath.
Let me ask y'all a question. All right. Question. Would you rather be tied with your hands tied behind your back, right? And stand in front of a man with a sword. And take your chances with that man that's telling you as you're trying to make this decision, I'm going to cut you into pieces. As soon as I get close enough to you, I'm going to cut you in pieces. Would you rather stand 3 feet within that man and take your chances that way? Or would you rather take your chances to be bound and tied in the same way, but to travel 2 football fields down the way and somebody's aiming not even a rifle, because y'all know a little bit about the rifles, right? But they're aiming a 9mm at you. Which one would you take your chances with? Huh? Why? But what happened right here? What did he say he made them do with the swords?
Verse 22.
No, I said that for a reason, because everybody said the same thing. Man, I'm taking my chances. He might miss me. I'm going to sit up there and let him hack me up. He going to cut me up. I ain't going to let that happen. But watch this. You know what's so crazy? Y'all be so bent out of shape about these missiles. You know how many missiles ain't hit their targets and how many missiles done hit the same people that launched them. And as advanced as these nations have become in their warfare, those same missiles and drones, how easy is it for the Most High to turn those things on them? If he can take your, you got a sword, you about to, he can kill your own man. Hey, man. Something to think about, because while we sitting up here, we like, man, and when they gonna hit California? Just think about it. Are you worthy to not be hit? That's the question. How much work you putting in to be worthy to not get hit? While you sitting up here worried about getting hit? Because everything that we can think of, we can go back in Scripture and make sense of it. What happened with Abraham? He said, peradventure, it was 10 people. What the Most High say all the way down to one person with the whole situation with Lot? He said, if it's one, for that one person's sake. Because I know how Israel get to thinking, well, a lot of these other niggas, man, I'm on this plane and this plane might go down because there's probably some wicked niggas on this plane. And, man, he said, if it's one. The Most High has the ability to make sure not a nuke touches you, not a ballistic missile gets near you. Quit worrying about the missiles and worry about repentance. Worry about getting right with the Most High. You so worried about, it ain't even back in the day. You so worried, man, these Edomites, they can shoot like this. They shoot so good. They be bling, 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 bling. Man, we can't shoot like them. We sitting ducks. How many times have you seen in the hood somebody pull up, he right here, boom, 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 boom. He done shot 10 times and ain't hit him once. Why do you keep doubting the Heavenly Father? You're worried about the wrong things. You're worried about all the wrong things. Read.
Verse 22. And the 300 blew the trumpets, and the Lord set every man's sword against his fellow, even throughout all the host. And the host fled to Beth Shittah and Zerath and to the border of Abel Maholah.
Bleeding, toe up, because they got sliced by each other. Read.
Unto Tobath. And the men of Israel gathered themselves together out of Naphtali, out of Asher, and out of all Manasseh, and pursued after the Midianites. And Gideon sent messengers throughout all Mount Ephraim, saying, come down against the Midianites, and take before them the waters unto Beth Barah and Jordan. Then all the men of Ephraim gathered themselves together and took the waters unto Beth Barah and Jordan. And they took Oreb and Zeb And they took 2 princes of the Midianites, Oreb and Zeb, and they slew Oreb upon rock Oreb, and Zeb they slew at the winepress of Zeb, and pursued Midian, and brought the heads of Oreb and Zeb to Gideon on the other side Jordan.
Man, don't forget about Gideon and the 300, man. The thing that we got to understand is while you sitting up here talking about you fighting, it's the Most High that does the fighting for us. Most High said, I'm going to deliver your enemies into your hands. Stop taking on the mindset like you so big and bad and it's all on your shoulders and you got to somehow figure it out and put everything on the line. That's not what it is. It's never been that for us. And you should be happy that you got a God, the only true living God that will stand and fight for you. Go to Habakkuk. Habakkuk chapter 2. Habakkuk. Chapter 2, and let's get verse 1 through 8. Yes, sir. 2 and 1. We're gonna read
Habakkuk 2 and 1. I will stand up on my watch and set me up on the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision, and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak, and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry.
Man, once upon a time, it seemed like it took so long, but then when the time comes, it ain't going to take long at all. The time has come. Read.
Yea, also, verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine.
Wait. Verse 4 says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. But the just shall live by faith, by his faith. What is this talking about? Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. Our enemies, we look at them and we revere them, and their souls are not, they ain't right with the Most High. They haven't won. They have temporal. You forget what was given, what Esau's allotment is. He would have the fat of everything, but only for a time. Only for a time. But it says, but the just, not the entire nation of Israel, but the just of the children of Israel, he said, they shall live by their faith. You got to be careful. Everything that you try to do and figure out in life, you better focus on your faith. You better focus. You better be more invested in your faith than all that other BS. Read.
Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his...
Who we talking about?
Esau.
Come on. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Meaning what? We talked about it. We've heard about it. The wine. What wine? These different philosophies of capitalism and colonialism and you know, democracy and, you know, the republic and all of these different things. all these different ideologies, right, and systems. He's been taken where it's gotten to a point where we live in a world where we believe that that's the way it's supposed to be. The type of servitude that's happening in this country at the expense of our people, we believe that that's life. That's why the Bible says, because he transgressed it by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keep it at home, meaning what? He always in everybody else's business. He always is in everybody else's country, in everybody else's kingdoms, in everybody else's communities, seeing what he can take, what type of advantage he can take, what type of bullying he can do. And you see it now. You see it in a way that you never would have imagined. You never imagined that you'd get this many headlines on a daily basis with Donald Trump, with the United States of America. You couldn't have even guessed that 10 years ago, maybe 5, maybe, because he was in office. But about 10 years ago, you never would have imagined. Some of y'all missed the Obama days, huh? I miss Obama. Back when Jesse Jackson was still thriving, and what a Reverend Al Sharpton at. Here's the thing, man. The nation of Edom is showing their behinds like never before in recent modern history. They're letting it all hang out. Read.
Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death.
How many people done died since the what was it? What day did they start? Talking about the U.S. It was a Sabbath, right? Was it last week they started, or has it been 2 weeks? It's been 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks. How many folks are dead as a result? Both sides. When America gets involved, people die. And they don't have no problem. What are some of the things that Trump said? It's going to be some deaths. That's what happens in war. Go ahead. You got a number for me? You want it? Yeah. Let me get that.
It says, as of the 14th, 13 U.S. service members have been killed,
Man,
and over 1,200 people in Iran.
I don't believe that. I definitely.
It says 14 deaths with over 140 injured as far as U.S. casualties.
I don't believe that. And they won't even tell the numbers from the so-called state of Israel. All right, let's read.
He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied.
Cannot be satisfied. Read.
But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
Go ahead.
Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, which is not his. Man, I can't even see that. Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long?
See, here's the thing. That's the game that the U.S. plays, that Esau plays. I got you. Now it's to a point where the countries, especially the Arab countries that were set against Iran, they're like, man, you were supposed to protect us. And they saw that the U.S. wasn't pressed about protecting them in this whole ordeal. So now they're starting to feel a type of way. It's just prophecy being fulfilled. Watch this, read.
How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee? Man.
You don't think it's going to happen? Because in 2nd Esdras, it talks about when they finally all connect and are united against the United States of America. I'm talking about all of, because the Arab countries are not, the Ishmaelites, they are not all on the same page yet, because they've been making money. Arabia had been making money with the U.S. Trump is definitely been doing business with a number of them. Yeah, something? Yep. Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, because it's so many different countries that are not there, such as like what we were talking about, business that they do, like in what is it called? Oh man, where Dubai is at, the UAE. That's a place that's not theirs, but they're America's making a bunch of money with certain people. So that's what that's talking about. Then it says, and to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. The reason why he's ladening himself with thick clay is to think that he's protecting himself. Think that he's buffering himself from what's coming. He's not going to be able to buffer himself from the judgment of the Heavenly Father, and how the Father's going to use the nations and ultimately the children of Israel to finish them. Go ahead.
Verse 7. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them?
They're going to loot this place. Stop thinking that they about to. There's so many people that would love to have the things that are in this country. They not about to destroy it all yet. They got to loot it first. There's some things to understand and to think about and to talk about. There's a lot of people that would love to get, they haven't been able to get close enough. And they're going to finally get their opportunity to take some of the spoils. And then ultimately the scripture says we're going to be the ones that take the majority of the spoils. Thus saith the Lord. Read.
Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein.
Man. This is going to be our, you know what, I'm going to end right there, man. All praise be to the Heavenly Father. All praises. So guess what? I don't want you to get too comfortable and get, wax fat and kick, but breathe. Breathe. All praise be to the Heavenly Father. Got any
If it wasn't for the Most High who was on my side, man, ain't no telling where I'd be.
Mr. Wilson would've known.
Can't nobody tell me nothing different. The Father's been good to me.
So good to me.
Yeah. Wave your hands if you feel me. I'm a witness. Yahweh's been good to me.
So good to me.
Every morning that I rise, I thank Yahweh that I'm living. Keep my enemies at bay and never leave without my fringes. 1611 with me cause I'm on a mission. Talking sheep, I pay the cost, me and my lines really live it. I don't need no glory, you don't have to know my story. Glad I made it out this world cause this world was never for me. I thought that I was. If it wasn't for the Most High who was on my side, man, ain't no telling where I'd be.
Mr. Wilson would've known.
Can't nobody tell me